All right, here we go. This one's going to be a 9mm test. And that is a huge thank you to Mr. Steve Burns from LSG Tactical Arms in Lubbock, Texas. He actually sent this stuff out to make this test possible. So thank you, sir. Really appreciate you. And this should definitely be a fun one. So this one is the Velocitas VX9 96 grain solid copper hollow point. That's what that thing looks like. It does have 3 very deep cuts down in that bullet. Does have your standard brass case and is rated at 1,350 feet per second. So we'll see how close we come today. So we are going to be testing it out of our Canik Mete Mc9. That one does have that 3.18 inch barrel. And be going through our gel. Those are 10% calibrated blocks. Do have our catch block behind that, so a total of 22 inches of gel, 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front, and like always, we'll set up our chronograph so we can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see how this round does. All right, we're setting back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. All right, so it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 1327, so that's actually awesome to see. Rated was 1350, but I believe that one was out of a 4-inch barrel, so you know, definitely good to see. All right, and there's that entry. Looks like I got a perfect hit on that block and a pretty nice star pattern so far. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, check that out. This is definitely some good looking stuff. We got a lot of disruption in there, and we have some really nice spiral cuts going down there, like very, very perfect. Then you can see it settle down just a little bit towards the end. It's still going, and we actually made it into our second block in quite a way, so it's actually pretty surprising. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the top. Like we always do, we'll cut these open to get a little bit more accurate cross section here at the end, but it looks like at our widest spot we're at 2 inches, so that's actually pretty darn good. And man, check those out though. Those are very distinct cuts down in there. And let's see from the side. Oh yeah, pretty much same thing. So it looks like as soon as that thing came in, we started getting some nice expansion, and you can see those perfect twists in there, man. That's crazy. Very, very distinct. But we're getting some nice damage going all the way through. It is settling down just a little bit towards that first one, maybe that last inch or so, and then man, we're still getting a ton of penetration though. And let's see from our widest spot here from the side. It looks like we are just shy of 2 inches, so a little bit less from the side than the top. But man, that is definitely some very impressive stuff. The only stuff I've seen that's close to that is just like, you know, your standard gold dot, but not as distinct as that. That's pretty good looking stuff. And then that round is facing forward, and it looks like at our leading edge we are at 6 3/4 inches. So that's a total of 17 3/4 inches of penetration. So definitely quite a bit. So let's set it for a second shot and see how that one does. All right, we're setting back to 15 feet. All right, let's see what we did on that one. All right, so it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 1250, so definitely quite a bit less than that first shot, but you know, still pretty good. Like I said, we are using that shorter barrel, so you know, not too bad. And there's the entry for that one. Looks like I got another really good hit. You can see right down in there and a really nice star pattern so far. I'm not sure if the camera's picking this up, but there is you know, powder all over the front of that gel, so we're definitely not getting that full burn with that short barrel. We'll test that out of a full size, you know, soon, just to see what it does, but you know, pretty interesting there. So here's from the top. Definitely looking pretty good. It still looks like on impact we're getting some nice expansion, opening up, getting those really nice spiral cuts going through there, carrying that energy pretty much the whole way through that block, maybe settling down that last inch or so, and then it is flatlining. And then once again, we did make it into that second one, not as far, and it does look like that one is backwards, but still a pretty good ways. Surprisingly, it almost looks like this track's a little bit wider, which is kind of interesting. Maybe about an eighth of an inch, so it's 2 1/8 inches compared to just 2 from that first one. So like I said, kind of weird, but definitely a ton of damage for sure. And hopefully you guys are able to see it from this angle, but it looks like as soon as that thing came in, it started to open up really nice. And once again, man, you can see those perfect spiral cuts going through. Pretty cool, man. Those things are very distinct. And then it did carry the energy a pretty good ways, settled down a little bit, and then we are in that second block. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the side. So at our widest spot here, we're 2 1/4, so a little bit more from the side than the top. Like I said, it's kind of weird because that one was going a little bit slower, but definitely some pretty good stuff. And that one is facing, backwards. It is this one here on the top. And at our leading edge there, we are at 5 1/2 inches. So that made a total of 16 1/2 inches of penetration. That's pretty darn good. So we'll check them out one more time from the top. So the one on the right was that first shot, and the one on the left was that second shot. So here's that first shot. You can see it came in probably within that quarter inch, started to open up really nice, and getting some very, very nice spiral cuts going through there. Pretty good amount of damage. Did settle down a little bit. Did make it into our second block. It is that one there on the top. And here's our second shot. Same thing. Came in, opened up really nicely. Getting a whole lot of damage through there. Same thing, man. Really, really nice cuts going through. Did flatline, and there that one is on that top. So pretty good, man. Not too bad at all. So let's pull these rounds and see what they look like. All right, check these things out. Looks like they both got some really awesome expansion. So the one on the right was that first shot, and one on the left was that second shot. You could definitely tell that second one didn't open up as wide. Of course it was going a little bit slower, but definitely did, they both did really good. And then the first one did drag a little bit of that cotton t-shirt with it. So let's check these things out. So there's that first one. That is definitely one mean looking around for sure. And they are extremely sharp here on those pedals. But you can see that cotton t-shirt that it took with it. So really good that, it still opened up, even though it did, kind of trap some in there. It does just have your standard flat base. You can see that nice deep rifling in there. But man, that's definitely some impressive stuff. Very light bullet too. And here's that second shot. Pretty much same thing. You can tell it didn't open as wide. It's not as uniform. But still, man, very impressive stuff. Definitely wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that thing. And those pedals are very sharp, so got to be careful if you're pulling them out of gel or whatever you're pulling them out of. Definitely some cool stuff for sure. So let's check them out one time from the bottom. So the one on the right was that first shot, one on the left was that second shot. And last time from the top. So like I always do, guys, we'll get our still shots, slow-mo, all that good stuff at the end. So once again, thank you, Mr. Steve Burns, for sending this stuff out. Really appreciate you. There you go. That one was the Velocitas VX9 96 grain solid copper hollow point. First shot and second shot. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, so there's that cross section for that first shot. You can see we have some nice big splits. Pretty decent cavity down in there. You can see those perfect spiral cuts going down in there. Same on this side. Quite a bit of damage going on. So I did remeasure these. They are peaking right around that 2 1/4 and averaging right around that 2-inch mark. So definitely pretty good for this round. So let's cut it open. All right, and here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side and this top is the left. So you can see pretty much on contact right around that 1/8 inch mark where it started to open up. You can see those nice cuts going down in there. Quite a bit of damage. It doesn't look like it drug anything in, but this is the one that we did catch a little bit of that cotton t-shirt on. Luckily, it still did expand, but pretty nasty stuff for sure. Same on this side. You can see it a little bit better. Came in, opened up. You can see that nice wide path, but same thing, man. Those really clean cuts are very surprising. We've tested a lot of rounds in our day and really haven't seen anything like that, especially that pronounced. The gold dots do pretty similar, but not like this. You could really see that corkscrewing kind of going on down in there. So it was definitely a fun one. And this was the one that was traveling over 1,300 feet per second. That second shot wasn't traveling as fast, but it's still just pretty much exactly the same, but a little bit different angle. You can see those nice wide cuts going down in there. Super clean cuts. Same on this side. Pretty impressive stuff. So there was that first shot. All right, here's that cross section for that second shot. So this one was definitely a little bit different. Surprisingly, you know, even though it wasn't moving a little bit slower, we actually got a little bit more damage. I believe because that first one was going faster, so it peeled those pedals back a little bit tighter. This one, you know, they were slightly, you know, wider still. And we got some really nice cutting. Not as distinct as that first one, but definitely some good stuff. So, you know, these long cuts, they're peaking right at 3 inches, and it's averaging right around 2 1/4. So literally only 1/4 inch more than that last one, but, you know, pretty surprising stuff for sure. So let's cut it open. All right, and here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side and this top is the left. So this one looks like it was a little bit more delayed, probably right around that 1/4 inch mark where it started to open up, but you can see that nice wide path going through, but pretty much same as that last one. Super duper clean cuts. This one did drag in a little bit of that cotton t-shirt compared to that first one, but definitely very impressive. So we'll test it out of a full size and we'll test it out of a compact just to see the differences. This one was pretty much, you know, what usually people carry, that right around that 3-inch barrel. So it's definitely very impressive for what it was. And but you can see right here, same thing, came in, opened up. You can see those nice cuts, but definitely some pretty good stuff right there. Quite a bit of disruption in that gel. And like I said, you know, just some super clean cuts. It was a pretty fun one to test. And I've never even heard of this stuff till one of our viewers actually mentioned it, and, you know, just been wanting me to test it. So thank you for reaching out to your local gun shop and telling them about the channel and them actually, you know, sending out the ammo. That's very awesome. Definitely didn't expect that, but you can see those nice cuts. Same on this side. Pretty impressive stuff though. So, you know, once again, thank you, Mr. Steve Burns, for sending this stuff out. It was definitely a fun test, and we will definitely test it quite a few more times. So once again, that one was the Velocitas VX9 96 grain solid copper hollow point. Thanks again for watching, guys.